decided to run from the others having fun. Oh, Irene, Irene, don't take others in your bed, 'cause they only want to get satisfaction. You are not trained like a prostitute sitting on a bank, and she is waiting for a man who brings her money, yeah. And she's disgusted with the man who has to think it's funny. Those lovers have collided there and see this in their lives. Oh, Irene, Irene, their devotion's on a trail. You don't know how fancy men feel. Oh, Irene, you are not like a prostitute sitting on a bank. She is waiting for a man who brings her money, yeah. And she is disgusted with the man who has to think it's funny.
Where old things are bad. I plunged my eyes at the stars shining sad. Suddenly rain, a whining yell brain. Yes, the dog was spoking about his master's lad. His master's lad. I heard the horses and the eagle started to thrash. I was unlucky and I started to draw shaky cries. Suddenly, sun, I pried the sun. Yes, the dog was happy to be on his master's lap. His master's lap. shining yet rain. Yes, a dog was poking about his master's lap. His master's lap. I heard the horses and the eagles starting to thrash. I was unlucky and I started to do shaky cross. Suddenly stunned, I pried the sun. Yes, the dog was happy to be on his master's lap. Undertook excursions to name all the flowers, like in Montpellier. Don't forget those days with 18 girls. I learned to laugh. Car in the evening, but we didn't sleep, starting to love, like in Montpellier. Don't forget those days with 18 girls. I learned to laugh. Wine every morning, every day. We swam in deep water, we had to eat cats, cuttlefish, and we laughed about Professor having fun in Montpellier, in Montpellier. Returning home, we were drunken. We're spitting pieces out of a window, like in Montpellier. Don't forget those days with 18 girls. I learned to laugh. throwing a shadow. Night throwing a shadow. Looking stuff. Close your eyes while I'm turning. Close your eyes while I'm turning. Sleep with smile. Sleep with smile. On your long and shabby road, you are now on your long and shabby road. Twinkling you won't get more.
Playing games you won't get more.
Broke them all.
to reach like try together. Though you stumble off, boys, never be downcast. Try and try again, boys, you will get on at last. Think that life is not quite easy. Yes, to remember that's not easy. How to get on? 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 Though you stumble off, boys, never be downcast. Try and try again, boys, you will get on at last. Think that life is not quite easy. Just to remember that's not easy. How to get on? How to get on? How to get on? How to get on? How
lives in a gang and I really don't know why. No one can arrest my babe, she never wants to try. But I notice a sign that she may mind. She lives in a gang and I feel so pity her. No one can step out, it's so easy, please stay there. If you don't want, I tell you, you will cry. It's so easy, babe, stay, you are so free, yeah. It's so easy, babe, stay, you are so free, yeah. It's so easy, babe, stay, you are so free, yeah. She lives in a gang and I never could get through. No one can arrest my babe, she never wants to try. It's so easy, my love, that she may mind. She lives in a gang and I couldn't get it through. She lives in a gang and I couldn't get it through, yeah. She lives in a gang and I couldn't get it through. She lives in a gang and I couldn't get it through, yeah. She lives in a gang and I couldn't get it through, yeah. She lives in a gang, couldn't get it through, yeah. She lives in a gang, couldn't get it through, yeah. She lives in a gang, couldn't get it.
I knew the tree I was sitting on the ground, the 2,000 birds and more I couldn't count. I learned the dangerous hearing the sound of bloody birds. I saw a child playing his ball, and I saw blackbirds with a bloody call, and I heard child crying the old mother's call, bloody birds. The child came running, oh mother help me, but the blackbirds drew near and picked mother's child. See what you've done, bloody birds. I ran to help child birds drive away, but the child said, go, I want you to die today. Now the child is blind, he cannot see bloody birds. Birds after blindness of child, why, and the birds answered wild. That means the world is wrong, said bloody birds. Bloody birds, bloody birds, bloody birds, bloody birds.
never guess where I have been for the last 3 days. I was in Island Angels for the last 3 days. I walked on the street, I'd better run away. A car explodes, soldiers fight, better run away. A young nice girl was killed by the soldiers. Soldier, what you have done. Tomorrow that girl who wanted to marry, you'd better to run. You'd better to run. You'll never guess where I have been for the last 2 days. I was in jungle dangers for the last 2 days. I wanna see wild animals, I'd better run away. A lion roared the leaves smooth, I'd better run away. A zebra was attacked by the lion. Lion, what you have done. You as cruel as a soldier, you'd better to run. You'd better to run. You'll never guess where I have been for the last day. I was in the church, so thank God for last day. The people played hypocrite, I'd better run away. Singing songs praising God, better run away. The wicked talk with Jesus Christ. Jesus, what you have done. You died for us to save the people. You'd better to run. You'd better to run. Die da die 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 die.